Point Wilson winds.
Jimmy Carter traveled back across the demilitarized zone today and played one more hand in the high-stakes nuclear standoff involving North and South Korea in hopes of heading it off. NBC's Lucky Severson is in Seoul tonight.
North Korean soldiers escorted former President Jimmy Carter back to the South this morning. He brought with him what could be very good news, or just another attempt by President Kim Il-sung to buy more time to build a nuclear arsenal.
He said they would freeze the nuclear program of North Korea,
providing the U.S. will promise not to attack the North and will resume high-level talks. Kim Il-sung also said he would like to hold a summit with South Korean President Kim Young-sam, who agreed almost immediately. It would be the first such meeting in 50 years, but it's not the first time it's been agreed to without happening. That's one reason many South Koreans are skeptical. They are weary and wary of any soft talk from Kim Il-sung. But people here are more worried than they've been in many years, stockpiling for the dreaded invasion. Troops and security forces are suddenly everywhere. Carter met with a man known within his country as the Great Leader for almost 10 hours. He says he made it clear it was a private visit, although Citizen Carter kept in touch with the White House. He says when he told Kim Il-sung the Clinton administration was backing away from sanctions, that was his personal opinion, not official. Mr. Carter thinks sanctions will do more harm than good.
The declaration of sanctions by the United Nations would be considered by them as an insult to their nation and a personal insult to their so-called great leader by branding him as a liar and a criminal.
So now the former president will brief President Clinton and try to convince him that sanctions won't work, that the only way to defuse an increasingly dangerous situation is to go back to the bargaining table. Lucky Severson, NBC News, Seoul.
And tonight, President Carter has already returned to the United States. Tomorrow morning, he will be at the White House to brief national security advisors. NBC's Tom Pettit on the emerging diplomatic momentum.
The White House was upbeat late today, saying Carter's visit to North Korea raises the possibility that the North Koreans may be prepared to make commitments and take actions leading to high-level talks. National Security Advisor Anthony Lake explains what this means.
That they would be prepared to verifiably freeze their nuclear program while we talk to them about the issues between them and the international community.
Lake spoke after several days of White House confusion concerning U.S. policy and whether Carter had gone off as a loose cannon opposing American policy. But the issue of sanctions remains, despite Carter's opposition.
We will be pursuing a sanctions resolution at the Security Council because we don't know yet whether this is real.
Selig Harrison, just back from 10 days in North Korea, said North Korea wants to save face.
The North Koreans are ready to deal. They're ready to give us what we want on the nuclear issue, but they want to do it in a way that they consider equal.
But the crisis situation remains for both North and South, and for the U.S. military. North Korea has 1,200,000 troops near the demilitarized zone and superior firepower. South Korea is outnumbered in every respect. 655,000 troops, inferior firepower, but backed up by 36,000 U.S. troops. But tonight there are some hopeful signs. The angry rhetoric is toned down, but the situation remains unclear, as North Korea says it will talk if we meet their preconditions, and the U.S. saying we will talk if they meet our preconditions. Perhaps Mr. Carter can clarify all this tomorrow morning when he meets here at the White House with National Security Advisor Lake. Tom Pettit, NBC News, at the White House.